Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allison Jacobs, and if this is your first time stopping by, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And if you're coming back, I hope that you really enjoy this. And if you aren't subscribed or you haven't ever given me a thumbs up, hopefully I will earn that today. So let's go ahead and dive right into this tutorial. So to start, we are going to prime, and I'm gonna go ahead and use, I'm really into that glowy radiant look, and in my previous tutorial I talked a lot about pure products, so I'm going to incorporate some of those, not all, but some of them. This is the Pure Correcting Primer in Illuminate and Glow. I've already prepped my skin, I've cleansed it, moisturized, yada yada. So if you see this kind of glow going on, this is my moisturizer. I have super dry skin, just FYI, so I load on my hydration. And we're just gonna apply this primer, like really kind of press it in, down the nose. I'm gonna bring it down my neck too. I love this stuff. And then I'm going to incorporate some of this Pure No Filter primer in as well. So I'm just gonna drop a couple, just like this. And I'm gonna go in with my lemon drop sponge. It's so pretty. A little bit down my nose. Now, I don't use a liquid foundation. If you haven't watched me before. So if you were gonna do this step, you can do it either before or after. This mixes in layers really nicely. You can mix it in with your foundation. You can mix it in with your moisturizer. This just blurs everything with these micro blurring pearls. And you just get this really pretty natural glow. And I'm gonna go right here too. Right above my brow, a little above my lip. And I'm gonna also go right in here where I just kind of want this bright. And because this is super hydrating, it has really, really nice skincare in here, essential oils, agave. My skin right here is super dry and it usually picks up makeup that I put on there. So even putting concealer on there sometimes, it will catch onto the dry patches of my skin, but this I found it does not. And with those micro blurring pearls, the pearls, they catch the light and they reflect. You're definitely gonna get a nice bright added effect without it being super duper blinding. I really liked how I did that for you guys in the other video right through here. I think that was really pretty when I watched the footage back. So we're gonna just do that again. I don't know if you can see how it just catches the light. So now I'm gonna go in with my Pure Disappearing ink. And as always, I will link every single product that I use in the tutorial down below in the description box. Oh, I'm just gonna give it a couple twists and apply right onto the back of my hand. And the way I like to apply, I just go right into the product on my hand with a concealer brush. And I was going through my brushes yesterday, I just have so many, and I really liked this Morphe S4 concealer brush, just FYI if you're interested. And I'm just gonna place it right under my eye, and then push the product in with the lemon drop. And I'm gonna do the same process on my eyelid and use this as my primer. And then before the product has a chance to start creasing, I'm gonna set that with my RCMA No Color Translucent Powder, setting powder I should say. It's like this. And I'm just gonna pour it in the lid. This product is a mess. My only complaint, but it's really, really, as far as setting powders go, it's so good. If you like the Laura Mercier setting powder, I personally find this to be a superior product and it's only $12, so you can't beat that. So I just pour it in the lid just like this. I'm gonna start, as always, on the outside to set and bring the product in to keep everything lightweight on this area of my eye so I don't exacerbate my wrinkles, because I am getting them. I guess that's part of aging, right? And now you can see the difference between this eye and this eye. I'm telling you, I think this product is thebomb.com. I know, what is that? Like so 10 years ago? Thebomb.com. I'm super not one of the cool kids. I'm not up to date with my lingo. Is it lit? I don't know. I'm gonna stick with thebomb.com. All right, and if there's anywhere on your face that you need to conceal, you can use this product as well. I'm still going in with that same amount that I put on my hand to start with. A little goes a long way. It's similar, I believe, in, well, I don't want to say it's similar in coverage to Tarte Shape Tape, but it kind of is, but it's so much more lightweight. And that's what I love about it. So I just have a couple areas on my chin that won't go away. And this right here, I've had some questions. That is a freckle. And sometimes I cover it, sometimes I don't. But I'm gonna use my Morphe E18 brush along with that same concealer to cover it. So I'm just tapping. So when you want lots of coverage, you're gonna tap. You don't wanna rub. That's gonna move your product all over the place. It's not gonna pack on that coverage that you want. All right, so now we're gonna go in with my Pure 4-in-1 pressed powder. I swear I'm not using just Pure products today, but this is a ride or die product for me, and I can't get away from it. I'm gonna use it with the Pure Chisel brush. If you're applying over, you can use this powder over a liquid foundation, and if you are going to use a liquid foundation, I would apply it with a powder brush, because applying it with a chisel brush is gonna give you a lot of coverage. And I kind of tap, 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 and circles all over my skin. This powder does have SPF in it as well, which I love. Bring it down my neck. Always want to be matching the face and the neck. I'm gonna go right back in with this powder and just go right over my lids into the corners right there. A little extra coverage. I'm gonna pick up that Morphe E18 brush again, go right into the powder, and I'm just gonna go right here. And this is my spot checking. I'm pretty good though. Moving right along. Let's go ahead and do our brows. I'm gonna be using a combination of my Benefit Goof Proof pencil in the shade number 2, my Anastasia brow powder in the shade Caramel, and I'm going to set that with my Benefit 24-hour setting gel. And if you wanna see how I do my brows, you can look down below. I will link that tutorial for you. Yay! I have brows. And now we're gonna go ahead for the fun stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to use the Morphe by Jaclyn Hill shadow palette. This is a good one. If you guys haven't seen what this palette looks like on the inside, it has such a beautiful range. You can do your natural every day if you want to try just a pop of color, but you're afraid. This is a great way to do it because you have this nice little pop of color right in the lower left-hand corner, and they're all just beautiful shades. So let's get right into this. I'm gonna jump into MFEO, which is this color right here. And I'm gonna be using my M441 brush by Morphe right in the transition area. Now I'm just gonna grab a little bit of powder right here. I think I'm gonna go for a really pretty cranberry. I don't think I've done that on film before. And somebody was messaging me last night asking me about it. They were afraid to use it because they were pale. I'm pretty pale, and I promise it is such a beautiful color. And as we move into the fall season, it's a popular one. And by the way, I was still using the M441 for powder, but now we're gonna go right back into the same shade, and I'm going to use the M433, which is basically the same thing but a little bit smaller and denser. It's just gonna pick up a little bit more product and deposit a little bit more pigment. I'm just moving a little bit lower down the transition area. And we're gonna just smoke this up a bit. Use the shade Chip to do so. This brown right here. And this is my Mikasa E310. I'm tapping on the lid, and then I'm gonna brush into my crease. And as I get it placed onto my crease, or into my crease rather, I'm gonna go in circular motions and kind of blend it up into those transition shades that we already laid down, and that's gonna give that really pretty gradient blown out effect. And that is the key when you're doing a smoky eye. Blend, blend, blend. And again, I'm not going beyond the tail of my brow. Now let's do the same thing on the other eye. All right, check. I feel like I've gone a little too far over on this side. So I'm gonna go back in with my M433, and it's still gonna have some of the transition shade powder left on it, and I'm just blending it out. And if you need to lighten it even more, you can go in with a lighter neutral. I'll go ahead and I'll go back in with MFEO. That was that very first light transition shade that we used. And I'm just gonna kind of tap it right there, and then wipe away any excess on my brush, and just blend. Let's go ahead and pop on Jax. We're gonna start right where we left off, just wiping away that excess off that Mikasa E310. I'm gonna lay that right down here. And I'm gonna make this the base on my lid, but look at the pigment. The payoff is so pretty. They're so blendable. And when you're working with eyeshadows, that's really what you want. And as I am applying this shade, I'm starting on this side and moving towards my inner corner. And I want the lightest amount of product deposited as I get closer in. And as I'm applying the cranberry, I want to make sure that my crease shade doesn't get lost in the mix. So I'm gonna go right back in to Chip and just darken it up a little bit. All right, now I really want this to stand out, this cranberry. I'm going to pop a little bit of crayon apple over top with my Morphe G20. All right, now as I move closer in, actually right on the middle, I'm gonna go into the shade Firework. So you can see this is crayon apple and this is Firework. I am gonna go ahead and spray my brush with some MAC Fix Plus applying this one. I want this to pop. Yeah, baby. And then as we move closer towards the corner, I'm gonna grab some Beam and in Light. I'm gonna mix them together. These two right here, these two light shades. I'm gonna spray my brush with some Fix Plus again. And then blend it into the lid there. I'm gonna go back into Firework real fast and just make sure that there's a nice gradient mixture going on here. I wanna see all the shades. Yeah. So I really seamlessly want it to go from that light Beam and in Light into Firework into Crayon Apple, if that makes sense. And so I'm just kind of going over with each of those shades to get it exactly how I want it. All right, so now using my Luxie 221 flat definer brush, I'm gonna go into Chip, that dark brown shade that I have in my crease. And we're gonna push it right here. I'm gonna go and take it all the way across. I'm gonna go in with Jax, which is the matte cranberry shade that we used all over our lid as a base. And I'm gonna use that same definer brush. I'm gonna go right under Chip, and I'm gonna end up blending this all out, but tapping it on like this gives you some really, really nice color payoff. Exactly what we're going for with this smoky eye. So much for that easy date night look I was going for originally. Sometimes I just get lost in makeup. I love to play with it. My most recent post, more so on Facebook, I had a lot of friends and family that aren't in the beauty world. Like, oh my goodness, it's art. And that's how I feel about makeup. It is. I feel like my face, other people's faces when I'm doing their makeup, they're my canvas, and my makeup is my paint. I like to paint faces, what can I say? And let's grab, to blend everything out, I'm gonna go ahead and go into Creamsicle, which is different. I just want a very light hue of this creamsicle color. I want it to almost look like, not a halo, but kind of. So I'm going right on the edge with it, all the way across. And I'm just blending. I'm feeling very fall right now. I know we're still in August. Ready for it to cool down here in Florida. It's hot as a mofo. But if you can see how some of these shades, if you are not a makeup artist, might look really scary in the pan and you're not really sure how you would use it. I feel like that's one thing that's so neat about YouTube and tutorials and just helping people learn. I'm just gonna connect it up the top here. And I'm just gonna make sure the brush is wiped clean. I'm just gonna give it one more blend without any product on there. I'm gonna pop a little bit of shimmer. I think I wanna do a little bit of Crayon Apple. Fix Plus. So right here. I'm gonna use the Pure On Point liner, and it's in the shade Heartless, which is essentially black. These are neat. These are self-sharpening and they really glide nicely, and that's what I love. There's no pulling of the eyelid. Can't stand that with pencil liners. With my eye shape, I like to make sure that my liner definitely gets thicker as you move to the outer edge. It helps make your eyes appear more open when you have an almond shape like mine. And to tight line, I'm gonna use my Maybelline Eye Studio Gel in the shade Blackest Black with my Luxie Definer brush again, the 221. And I'm just gonna push up. Now I wanna make sure I get every single area of the skin is peeking through my eyelashes. That's what gives you that beautiful effect of the fuller lash line and the intensity that I'm going for. And now on my lower lash line, I'm gonna put this right in the waterline. I'm just making sure that both corners meet. Really making those green eyes pop. If you have any green in your eyes at all, like if you have hazel eyes that have just a little bit of green, doing these cranberry shades is going to pull that green out very nicely. And now I'm just kind of blending. I want everything that's super seamless. That is the trick. And I'm gonna go ahead with some mascara. My new favorite mascara, the Pure Fully Charged mascara. This is a black shade. Totally forgot to do the bottom lashes first, but oh well. I feel like I do that in every video. So when I apply my mascara, I always like to start at the base, roll the brush down, this, and squiggle up. I'll go ahead and do our lower lash line. Looking at the finished eye look with mascara on, I feel like I want a little inner corner highlight and brow highlight. All right, I'm gonna go in with In Light, which is this light shade right here. Pop that on with my Morphe E36 right there. Yeah. Let's move on to our contour, and I'm going to be using the Pure Contour Diaries kit. Just to start, I'm gonna go right under my eyes and grab any fallout with basically a mixture of Flirt, Dream, and Charm. The peach is gonna cancel out any blue tones under the skin. The yellow is gonna cancel out purple tones in the skin. And Charm, I feel like, just brightens everything. So I just mix everything all together. I'm gonna use my Morphe 438. It's just this nice tapered brush. I love that it's so thick and it gets right under the eyes so nicely. If you are looking at getting brushes, this is a great one, but if you want to stick with the brushes you have, if you have a big fluffy eyeshadow brush, that will work too. I'm gonna mix in all three shades, tap off excess, and just go right under. Then to do my actual contour, I'm gonna go in with the shade Secret, which is this top shade right here. When I contour, I like to start kind of light with the amount of product that I put on the brush. I deposit the most amount of color right here, right by my ear and right under my jawbone. And then I blend it down towards my mouth. But I don't wanna go too far down. Like do you see where my iris is, my pupil? I don't wanna go past that point. And then I kind of take up the excess up here into my hairline, and we're gonna do the other side. And then I'm gonna do my jawbone, same shade, from here, from the ear, down to the chin. And this really makes your face look more like this, if that makes sense. And then I'm gonna go in with Passion as my bronzer. This is my Smashbox powder brush. I don't even know if they still make this. I have literally had this brush since I was in college working at Sephora. Obsessed with Smashbox brushes. I need to see if they still make their brushes because, or at least this one in particular, and if it's the same because I love it. I don't know what I'm gonna do when it finally gives out on me. So I'm just kind of going back over where I placed Secret and just kind of warming everything up into the hairline, especially up here. And I'm gonna take a little bit of the Passion and bring it down my neck, make sure everything is matching. I keep it fairly simple with the contouring. Now for blush, I have had this palette for a super long time. It's the BH Cosmetics 10 color blush palette, the glamorous blush palette. I have the nudes and I always go for that one. Those are more peachy tones, but I felt like why not just try some of these out? I feel like I kind of want to mix one shade, this one, and this one. I feel like those will look really pretty with my eyeshadow. And I'm gonna be using my Morphe E4. And again, if you don't have lots of palettes and you just wanna use the blush that you have, just take from this tutorial what you want. Make it your own. Holy pigment. Okay, let's take some of that off. Just remember that if you try this. Wow, a little goes a super long way. Okay, I see you. I take my chisel brush and I'm just gonna buff out some of that. That was intense. Let's try again on this side. There we go. Now we're gonna highlight. I'm gonna use the Makeup Revolution Vivid Baked Highlighter, and this is in the shade Peach Light. I've used this one before. Sort of reminds me of the Jouer highlighter in Rose Quartz. And I'm gonna use my Morphe M510 highlighter brush. We definitely already have a bit of a glow going from our primers. So if you want to skip this, I mean, you can already see that glow shining through. It's up to you. I feel like with this combination, this reminds me of the Anastasia Pink Heart mixed with the Rose Quartz by Jouer. That's pretty cool. I'm digging it. Yes. Yes, highlighter. You work, girl. Down the nose. Just in the center. And I think I'm gonna very lightly go on my Cupid's bow. Now for lips. This is the Anastasia lip palette that I talk about on Instagram all the time. I'm just gonna go ahead and mix the shades 11. I like that you can kind of customize this. And these kind of come out to be they feel at first like a creamy matte, but they do dry down over time, so be aware. And I love that it comes with this brush. If you want to add, I think I'm just going to add a little bit of number 1, this little pinky nude right there, and I'm just going to pop this right in the center. All right, and then we're going to set with our Urban Decay Makeup Thinning Spray. This is in the Chill formula. Let it dry, my hair down. Let's see how that looks. Maybe I'll have to pop on a hat. I don't really know. This is a little intense. What is this? If you ever want to cut bangs, just be aware that the growing out process is a pain in the arse. All right, guys, so here's the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this dramatic cranberry look, and if you did, I hope that you will hit the subscribe button down below, give me a thumbs up, and follow me on the rest of my social media that I will link down below, along with all of the products that we used and previous tutorials. Thanks, guys, and have a wonderful day, night, morning, wherever this video finds you. Bye!